Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope you are having a beautiful day so far. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for this space. And I'm just so happy to share it with you from from my hobbit hole to yours. Hello and good morning and good morning. It's been feeling good at the beginning of lives to just take a minute and just to sink in and just to connect and just to express my deepest heartfelt gratitude for this space and what is being created, what has been created. And it's just a joy and a privilege to be here and to be sharing in this space with you. And I am in Massachusetts. Where are you? And when are you? It's 11:01 a.m. in Massachusetts. Where are you and when are you? And please, if you're here live or if you're watching this later on, please share. I'd love to hear from you. And today I really wanted to talk about the perfection, but also the importance of hermiting and of being okay with things just being okay, or even if things are not okay, not trying to overfix it or overanalyze it, overproduce, overcommit, overreach. Kind of, it's potent energy out there. And if you can see a little bit behind me, this is the energy of the new moon that we have coming up on Sunday, I think, depending on your time zone. And it's a new moon in Capricorn at 28 degrees. And Mars and Mercury are conjunct at 26 degrees. And Venus is pretty much conjunct Pluto. Venus is at 1 degree Aquarius and Pluto is at 3 degree Aquarius. So that's a little bit obsessive, for lack of a better term. For It's kind of an understatement. But I did a video on the new moon in Cap, and I'm going to post that after the live today. And what did I call it? Dynamic dedication. Dynamic dedication. 901 Colorado, progressing by drinking chai and eating a hot curry for breakfast. That's beautiful. That is so lovely. I think, yeah, I have chai as well. It's a masala chai. It's a Tulsi masala chai, and it's delightful. I'm so happy that you're here. So happy that you're here. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. It's a really beautiful world that we're in right now, but sometimes incredibly triggering. And so knowing that this type of energy is what we're going into, what we just had was a full moon in Cancer a few weeks ago at the beginning of the year. This energy can be obsessive. It can be self-deprecating sometimes. It can say, I'm supposed to be so much farther along, or I'm supposed to be. And that's why the importance of having some hermit time and turning some things off and not being caught up in the hullabaloo, but being with yourself or your important people and just kind of saying, oh, I'm kind of good. Like, life's kind of good and I'm okay. If we're here together on YouTube, we have access to technology, we have access to electricity, we have a roof that's over our heads right now. And yeah, it's a pretty beautiful thing. And I feel as though sometimes we can, I don't want to say resent the quiet, but fear it sometimes. And I've talked about that many times in the past. And sometimes I'm like going and I'm hustling and I'm trying to figure something out. And I'm like, and then finally when I sink down and I'm just like, oh, you don't want to deal with your alone. You don't want to deal with the trauma. You don't want to deal with closing 2025. You don't want to deal with that. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Yes, I love that. I love that because I am the hermit. I totally agree. Good morning. Good morning. And it's a beautiful thing. And I think that to really highlight healthy hermiting, I think that it can become a little bit too much. So always knowing that that's why I wanted to connect from our hermit hobbit holes from across time and space. We can join in on a community. We can connect with people. We can have phone calls. We can have FaceTimes. We can go for walks. Like in the northern hemisphere, it's cold, but the sun still works. In the southern hemisphere, go play on the beach, go for a walk, go sit in the sun and enjoy yourself and be okay with taking an inhale right now. Yes. It's however you want to be. Sometimes you can be a teacher and not really yeah, it's to each their very own, to each their very own. And yeah, so I feel as though sometimes we can, and I saw this on another channeler's page. She's called Activation Vibration, and she was talking about really closing down 2025. And it was a really potent way to describe it. Whereas if we don't actively like write it out, journal it out, close it out, we're carrying that energy in our body. And we know like the body keeps the score, that beautiful book, a very intense book, but we know that this is true. That if we don't close things down or integrate them or celebrate or allow there to be elongated seasons of, wow, that was intense and now it's over and now I'm in a new season, a pause between inhale and exhale, a pause between action and response. We can't be going and going and going all the time. We can't be giving and giving and giving all the time. We can't be receiving, receiving, receiving all the time. There must be the equal and opposite. Connection is very important, but also so is solitude. Very important for sure. And to be able to be at peace with yourself and being at peace with, the reflection that you have in the mirror. I haven't said this in a long time, but I used to say it in almost every video, which is at the end of the day, when you wash the world off your face, you're the only one that's looking back in the mirror. You're the only one that you have to be okay with. And so having integrity, that's something that I talked about in the new moon video, integrity in your work and in your mission, solitude, yes. And it's to have integrity in your work, your mission. Don't overgive, don't overdo it, and ask yourself why you're doing what you're about to be doing. Like in every juncture, at every single moment, checking in with, why am I doing this? Like, am I having another cup of coffee just because the press pot is full and it's sitting right there? Am I even thirsty? Am I even hungry? Am I, giving just because I am supposed to be giving this day? Or do I actually have something to say? Am I speaking because I have something to say, or just because I'm speaking? There's a lot that's, like I'll speak from I statements. There's a lot that's been coming up for me about really recognizing what I have available to give right now and what's available for me. And it's felt personally that this season of rest, what is it, the 12th, is unexpectedly longer than I thought, but it is so okay. And the more I rest, the more specific things come up that's an immediate change. Like, this is what immediately has to change. And it might not make full sense. And it might not be, I just posted an article in my membership group, the Divine Sovereign Room. The link is in the description. And it was talking about like whatever is alive for you right now. It's kind of like a less intense version of eclipse energy, that whatever is coming up is the immediate thing that needs to change. But it might feel insignificant, or it might be potent and massive, but it might not. The way that I described it is the A plus B doesn't really match the C, where it's like, why would this have anything to do with my life? Why would this change something? Yes. And it can be, sometimes people really love, what was I going to say? There was a really sweet comment that I received a while ago that was like, you're one of my comfort creators. And sometimes people just need someone to be on in the background. So it might seem insignificant, but maybe it's not to someone else who's receiving it. So yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. I care so much about what I say and what I do. And I recognize that it's not just about views and subscribers. It's like, those are human beings. That's a soul. That's a person on the other end that I would never ask you to do something that I myself am not doing or I'm not integrating immediately. So, what we say after I is pretty important. It's pretty potent. So yeah, recognizing in the past few weeks where I needed to pull back, where I needed to say, I know I made this commitment, but let's push it back a little bit. I really want to be in a space of receptivity and communing with the God of my own understanding and listening to those messages instead of trying to overgive. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. And it's really something special to take a pause and to really Modern Priestess Collective, I took so much from one of your most recent emails, and it was really about slowing down, and it was something I received one of her emails on the first of the year where I was in like, I gotta manifest, I guess. It's the first of the year. I gotta do something. I gotta have this happen and have this happen. And it was like, actually, it's Capricorn season, Queen. Like, calm down. Just plop. You're good. You're good. So I appreciate you really leading the way in that in so many ways. And having community. It's why we show up on Mondays. It's why we show up in the community calls in the membership group. It's just why we have each other in the first place. It's to be able to say, I don't have to have all the answers. I learned so much from every single one of you. Yes. Good morning. Northern Germany, good afternoon. Greetings to you. Yeah. About downing myself. Yeah. Hello. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy. It's to be able to share and to be able to, like, one of the most important things about the cafe is we speak from I statements and we share our own individual journey. I'm not here to convince you to understand my world. I can share what I've gone through, but I'm also not here to convince you to be anything other than who you're declaring to be. That's your reality, and that's perfect. If we were in a different reality, if we were meant to be in a different reality, we would be in a different reality. Joining at 11:11. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're here. I love it when that happens. 11:11. It's so beautiful. It was 11:11 on the live. I started at 11, Sarah. That makes sense. Yep, that makes sense that it's 11:11 and there's 11 people in the chat or in the group. But yeah, recognizing I think that's something that's really coming up strongly for me is integrity and what it is that I'm saying, what it is that I'm doing, what is my why? Am I giving from a full cup? Am I giving from an empty cup? Am I trying to give the cup away? And making sure that I feel good about what it is that I'm saying and good about what it is that I'm sharing. And so, yeah, like you said, I take a lot of time to really map out what it is that I want to say to make sure that it's useful, helpful, and fun along the way. Yes. Collective. That's a beautiful word. I love that. I love that. And it's yeah, it's a beautiful equilibrium. Yes. Yes. And to be able to discern that not all messages you might receive like one word or the activation from someone, but not all messages are always meant for us. It was something that was really interesting that came through in my Council of Nine gathering. We meet at the top of the month on the first Monday of the month, and that recording is available on my website. I'll put the link in the description. And it was really interesting. Near the end of the channeling, near the end of the gathering, they said, like, not every single message is meant for everyone, and there's not one person that will receive it that every single message is meant for. Does that make sense? Like, it's being able to discern, this is for me, this is not for me. There are many channelers that I see that have incredible platforms that are so right in what they're doing. Like, I'm not discrediting them. I'm not saying that they're wrong. They're just not for me. It's just their messages are not for me. And it's just, there was one specific channeler, I don't even know his name, and he's been all over, like a very well-known, very popular channeler, and I totally respect him. And I listen to the human speak, and then the second that the channels come in, my guides are like, this is not for you. This is not for you. Like, this is not for you. I'm like, but I respect it. Like, they're like, yeah, what he's channeling is fine. It's right. It's high vibe. It is 5D. There's nothing wrong with it. It is just not for you. Just not for you. And so nowadays, I'm trusting that. I'm trusting that without question. I'm trusting my plop without question. I'm trusting what is coming up for me without question. When the God of my understanding says go left, I go left. I don't even know what is over that way. It happened the other day. I drove to the park and I had my tea. I was going to go for my walk. And the second I got to the park, God was like, you don't need to go in there. That's not for you. And there have been many times that I've like gone into the park and then it's like, I don't hear birds. There's no noise. There's no sound. I'm like, I'm going to go. I was like, you don't have to tell me twice. I'm getting out of here. I'm fine. Yes. Yes. It is so freeing. It is so freeing to have that clarity, and it comes from being quiet enough to listen. Sometimes the universe is whispering to us, and sometimes we can really discredit it. Like, popping in at 11:11, just seeing 11:11, like, that's an angel or a guide or someone saying, "You're right on time." When did that become so, like, blasé? When did we start taking angel numbers so, like, "Oh, that's fine. That's fine." And it's like, it happens to me, I've shared this before. There have been many times I've been channeling. I think I did a whole video on when my inner teenager came out when I was channeling, and it was embarrassing, but at this point, like, I'm past the embarrassment. Where, like, I'm connected to galactic beings across time and space. I'm grounded. I have all these things going on, all these tabs open, and a part of me, sometimes it's my teenager and sometimes it's my ego is like, "That's it? That's it? You only got 3 screens open? You only have, like, God over here and then the galactics over here and then, like, 2 past lives going on. That's it? That's it?" I'm like, "When did that become when did that happen?" Yes, yes, 111. Yes. Yes, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, I love that. Yes, this is the new normal. It really is. It's such a special thing, and things are integrating so quickly for us. They really are. But to also have reverence at the same time and to slow down enough to say, wow, I just received one incredible dynamic channeled message. Let me go integrate that. Let me go integrate that into my life. It is. I love that. I love that we're integrating, and it's something that I wrote about in my article in the Divine Sovereign Room, that it's like, so we can't, what did I say? We can't 3D through the 5D, or we can't 3D the 5D. Like, we can't do things the same way that we used to. And that's why this time of healthy hermiting, it's not like we have to rest before the big thing. It's like, what if rest and growth can happen simultaneously? What if life can expand exponentially and that we can feel more grounded in doing the same thing but connecting to more people? Like, what if that can be okay? What if, it, and I talk about it in the new moon and cap video. Why do we want to hustle? Why do we choose hustle when the universe is like, I could just, here you go. Why do we actively choose hustling? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. And expanding and allowing what we share to be open. Yes, yes, yes. Rest and growth can happen simultaneously. Absolutely, it can happen simultaneously. The ideas that we get in the rest are to be supportive and to help more people. I'll, like, speak from my statements. I've plopped and rested more in the past few weeks than I have in my entire adult life. And the multidimensional cafe has grown more in the sense of, every time I open up my YouTube and I connect to you, it could have only been God. It could have only been God. There's nothing aside from, and this is the God of my own understanding. That's it. 100%. Your worth is not equal to how productive you are. 100%. 100%. I couldn't agree more. That's like, it's so, like, your worth is not equated to the work. And the more we slow down, that's something that so resonates, and it was just so potent at the end of December, and I talked about it. It's like, I was equating my worth to the work. I was equating my worth to how much I was giving. And the more I slowed down, the more shame was coming up that I needed to sit with and that I needed to process because I didn't want to carry it anymore. I was just going to continuously repeating this. I was going to continuously repeat the same pattern over and over until I felt it. And I said, wow, like you said, the hustling is conditioning. I'm not that person anymore. Corporate Sarah, she reared her head and she was like, work forever, do it, channel forever. Granted, I'm really proud of what came out of it, but I can't be channeling for like 5 straight hours a day. It's not. I'm very proud of what came out of it, and I knew it was potent, but it was like I was doing the admin the back end and the channeling like all in a row. I can't do that. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. Oh, ma'am, I learned my lesson for sure. Yes, yes. Seek first the kingdom. Amen. Yes, 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 yes. It's good to see you. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. And so the energy that we're seeing and receiving right now is heavy Capricorn energy. Heavy. This is the new moon that comes up on Sunday, depending on your time zone. But this is heavy Cap. This is obsessive energy, and this is also the perfectionist side of things coming up. Heavy Capricorn energy with the South Node in Virgo is saying it must be perfect. Maybe I have to throw all of what I'm doing away and start fresh, do something completely different. And I talk about it in the video. I'm going to post it after this live, but it's like something you're already doing like needs scaling or needs attention or needs a revamp, or just doing it every day. Just writing every day, creatives, being a part of your expression every day, and connecting to whatever it is your mission is every day. Right now in Cap, how many planets are in Cap? We have the Sun in Cap, we have Mercury in Cap, we have Venus in Cap, and we have Mars in Cap. And the new moon will be in Cap. So it's a lot. As you can see, I don't think I've smiled very much in the video. I'm just like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars right now. And Venus will go into Aquarius on Saturday. I love that. Love that. My natal Venus is in Aquarius. It's a good time. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, I love you, girl. I love you so much. And yeah, even next week is super potent. Aquarius season starts, and then Venus will be conjunct Pluto. Mars will conjunct Pluto. All of the good things. Nice, nice, nice. It's a beautiful shift of energy. And then is it? No, in 2 weeks, we have Neptune entering Aries. So I'm excited about that for sure. That's going to be the January public all signs readings is Neptune in Aries, which is a very long range transit, but I'm excited to see what messages channel through. I feel as though, yeah, it's been a bit since I've done a public all signs readings. We have one every season in the membership groups for the season ahead. So next week we'll have one for Aquarius season, but it's full on excited for Neptune in Aries. I couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with you more. I think this is going to be really, really exciting, dynamic energy. And really, it's like, I don't want to say fresh start, but it's seeing what we've been doing with fresh eyes. Since we've already dipped our toes, Neptune's already been in Aries for a minute last year. We experienced it, but we were given the ideas in 2025. Uranus went into Gemini, Saturn went into Aries, Neptune went into Aries, Pluto is safely in Aquarius, but we kind of know the path a little bit. Sun, Leo, Virgo, and Moon, Pisces. So figure my funk out, Venus and Mars and Virgo. That's pretty potent. That's a dynamic chart for sure. For sure. For sure. And it's, finding ways to let all of those planets communicate with each other. I have done a journal exercise. I think I've shared it with you before, where, my Venus is in Aquarius and my Mars is in Taurus. So they're technically squaring each other and creating a T-square to my midheaven. So they don't always get along. So I've journaled out what my Venus wants and how my Mars can go get it. And so that's the way to get to know them and to get to know our true selves and what it is that we actually want. Maybe not what is the program of what we want, but what we actually want, and let Mars go get it for sure. For this new moon, Mars and Mercury will be conjunct. So listening to those downloads, listening to your dreams, and listening to, maybe something that a stranger says or a quick channeled message that you saw and just saying, oh, that's all I needed to hear. Good. I'm good. It feels very grounded. It feels incredibly practical. And above all, it kind of feels boring. It feels like it might be obsessive, but something that comes from the reps and sets that I talk about is that it's just takes dedication, and it might just be boring. It's not like things are not slapping, things are not working, it's not happening. It's just, have you been trying and failing long enough to actually get good at something. I talked about it in the video where I've been doing this for, it's going to be 6 years in 2 months. I have over 1,000 videos, and not every single one of them was a success. Not every single one of them went viral. Not every single one was like the exact thing that needed to happen. Sometimes people will go back and find it at the right time, or you'll see something from 2, 3 years ago, but it's continuously showing up and doing it in the way that makes sense to you. For a little, hey, Sim, hi. You want to say hi? No? Okay. No. No. When cats are like coming up to you and they're like, I love you, give me love, but like, don't touch me. It's very simple. But it's about continuously showing up. It's about showing up even when it's boring, but knowing that you're in alignment to what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And if you don't know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, pause. Just pause. There's tons of tools in the new moon and cat video. So slow discipline. Love you too. See you. Very Leo. Leo energy is awesome. And awareness of Leo energy is awesome. Awareness of it. But yeah, it's being able to just allow things to be quiet enough to listen. Allow them to be quiet enough to feel. Allow things to be boring enough to say, I'm willing to do this all the time. And it was something that I had heard on a podcast. I think it was Chris Williamson a little bit ago. It's like good places to be like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what do you think about in the shower? What do you think about when nobody is looking and nobody's watching and nobody's around? Like, what are the things that you think about? What do you think about when you just wake up? What do you think about, at those like boring times? And it's like, I'm thinking in YouTube videos, and I'm thinking in like titles, and I'm thinking in, okay, well, how do I, describe this dynamic thing? What lens can I put that through? How can I make this way? How can I make this way? How can I really serve my community? How can I serve my membership group? How can I serve in a way that feels good for me, but that I'm not overdoing it? Like, what are the things that come up for you? And just listen, and just fully listen. There have been times, especially on my Sundays, that I can't even have a podcast on in the background. I just need to like be listening, either having like some opera or some classical music on. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to sit, and I'm just going to journal, and I'm just going to be quiet and see what comes through. As you can see, sometimes we'll be tense or we'll be grasping. There's so much in there. And like I said, like that incredible book, The Body Keeps the Score, our body is trying to tell us something. Am I like this? Am I having a healing crisis? Am I having something go on? Am I actually relaxed, or am I sitting like this, or my shoulders shrugged up? Am I crossing my legs? Am I crossing my arms? What chakra am I protecting? I can notice, like, if I'm sitting with like my feet crossed, and then if someone says something that's very triggering, I notice immediately like my legs cross, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like my whole body shifts to protect itself, to protect itself. It's potent and so umphy and so profound, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. It is such a, it gives so much beautiful information and like resources and references. That book, The Body Keeps the Score, it is just a potent and beautiful, heartbreaking, inspiring work of dedication. And I'm sorry to say, I don't know the name of the author right now, but it's a very beautiful book. I could really recommend that. And it makes so much sense over why we do certain things the way that we do, why we can sometimes have that hive mind or the collective mind, or why we don't choose to change sometimes. And it makes sense of a lot of things. And it's, not comparing yourself to the people in the story, not comparing your trauma to the other person's trauma, but just to say like, wow, I did hold on to this. I did hold on to maybe a trauma bond with a group or something like that. We've talked about in this community, we've talked about collective trauma bonds in service and in leadership and in corporate, whereas sometimes people don't leave those environments because, we've been through this together. We're the work family. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Yeah, it's being quiet and reading. and researching if that's nourishing, listening to podcasts if that's nourishing, doing vision boards if that's nourishing but not anxiety producing. And I like to do mine on Pinterest. I like to just have visuals and not so much like, and I talked about that. Like I did it the old way where I was like, this is what you're going to accomplish in 2026. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to say and figure out and the certifications that you're going to have. And that's not the way. Now I just have a few words up on the board over there. 2026, love frequency, letting that just lead my way. Showing up in love with myself, in love with the God of my understanding, in love with what it is I'm saying and doing, and knowing that when we fall deeply in love with ourselves, it's so important because it takes all of the power away from maybe the analytics or how many people see my email or how many people are watching my video or how many people, it takes all that away. How many people love the art piece that I created? When you love it, the rest, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people are there. And the more you get to know and fall in love with yourself, you recognize brazenly, am I doing this out of love or am I doing this out of fear? Am I doing this out of overflow or am I doing this out of scarcity? How is this resonating with you? How is this feeling? I just wanted to connect in a Hobbit holes from across the world because I'm just so grateful for YouTube to be able to be like, I have my house slippers on. Yeah. I'm gonna hang out with Sybil after this, do a little cleaning, do a little reorganizing, and just kind of throwing things away. It was funny, sometimes my Aries sun, SUN, takes over and I'm just like, throw this away, it doesn't resonate. And then a few months later, I'm like, oh, I could have really used that. That was seasonal. I could have really used that, but I trust when it happens for sure. Oh, I'm so grateful that you're here. So grateful that you're here. Yes. I just love how things are happening in perfect time, for sure. And I did touch upon it, but I really want to make sure that this like whatever needs to change, it feels like the gentle version of eclipse season. Whatever does need to change, if there is a change that needs to be made in your life, it is right in front of you. It's right there. It's right there. And it's going to keep knocking. It's going to keep calling. It's going to keep getting louder. Just make that one change. And that's it. And then the next thing will present itself. Yes, resting and planning for now. The time will come. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love how clearly the universe is talking. It's so beautiful. It's so, so beautiful. Oh, I love sharing this energy with all of you and just being able to show up without any expectations of yourself. To know that, oh, I'm showing up and that's enough. That's enough. I don't have to produce something to be worthy. Trusting in divine timing for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Knowing that your worth is not attached to the work. It's not attached to your hustle. It's very much, where did I talk about it? Oh my God, in the new moon video. Really talking about when, if you don't watch the video, that's okay. But like, when did you have to quote unquote earn it? That was something that I'm offering for like some practical tools and not so much earn it in like the, I have to work to make money, but the quote unquote, like earn it. And what I usually do is I ask the question and then I just sit and I see what images come to my mind. So if that's the way that you clear, that's the way that you shine, or maybe journal that out and just be like, when did I have to earn it? Like earn love, earn affection. What did I write towards? Working towards it does not equal earning it. So working towards a paycheck is not what I mean when I say earning it. When did I have to earn it? And really look at that. And, I offer like having new relationships with things. Yes, 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 yes. Lots of listening. That's been the plan. Beautiful. Oh, I'm so grateful to share this with you. It's so beautiful how quiet things are, but also we just have to sit with it long enough to let the brain chit chatter just kind of tucker itself out. It will. I promise you it will. But it's like the first few minutes of meditation are usually like a fidget, and it's usually like, what am I going to eat after this? do I have to pee again? What's going on? And I always have like my little fidget spinners. That's what you can hear usually is me playing with my bracelets and stuff like that. So you can always have something in your hand. That's okay. But just sit long enough to listen and to hear the messages and to just be with it. And you can be doing things like sometimes I get really great ideas when I'm baking or when I'm cooking or when I'm playing solitaire and just hanging out with Sybil. Like it doesn't have to be all in quiet, complete contemplation, but give yourself time to connect to the God of your own understanding. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Send me an email and we can have a consultation and we can talk about working together. I do offer what is it called? Mentorship. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Please reach out and do some exploring on my website as well on the one-on-one page a little bit about the services and what that looks like. So definitely, I think I put the link for my one-on-one page in the description of this video, but please reach out. Yeah. I'd love to be supportive and to meet you. It's a beautiful thing to be able to be supportive for others, but we can't give from an empty cup. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. I love that. Sometimes I really find that I'll sit with that. I appreciate you planting that seed for sure. And sometimes the way that we channel is going to be so individualized. It is going to be very individualized. So, but I'll sit with that because that's a really beautiful, yeah. I love it when this happens. And it's just it's a very niche view that I've gotten every once in a while. Like, yeah, thank you for saying that. It's when my higher self, when something like that unlocks, if there's something that I'm going to spend some time with, I just see an image of my higher self and she's just buckling a seatbelt. She's like, buckle up. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. And and it's definitely, I have the Divine Sovereign Room, the membership group. We have 3 monthly community calls. So that could definitely be something worth investing in as well. And a lot of it is self-led, soul-led, and we have time to connect one-on-one and I can answer questions during those 3 calls. So the membership group could also be a really nourishing space. And it's, on one of our last community calls, it was really lovely. Like the way that I channel is specific and I have my screens, and then both of the other people on the call were like, this is what I see and this is how I channel and this is how I do it. And so we're able to really support each other and speak openly about how we already channel and connect in real time. So the Divine Sovereign Room, the membership group, there's 3 monthly calls. So that could be something that it's a little bit more economical. It's $33 a month investment on your end. And you have access to over a year of, all signs readings and full moon healings and things like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. This week we're meeting twice. We have on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have our alignment call. And then on Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our new moon Zoom. So we're going to be talking about things through the lens of the new moon, or we can just show up full and just channel and talk. And a lot of the times people just kind of want to sit. And, you don't always have to process individually, but just be connected to other souls from across time and space in real time. And kind of like we do here on YouTube on our Mondays, but it's over Zoom, so we can see each other and meet and connect face to Zoom face. So it's a beautiful space. And I also have the Paradigm Shift membership group that is available. There is, as of right now, there's no live calls. I've been contemplating a way to kind of have something quarterly, like a Q&A there. And I talk about this heavily in the video so I don't want to repeat myself, but the reading room I've closed that one down for now. And so I really want to stay within my own integrity with my work and mission and what it is that I offer, and not give tools that are, in my perspective, as well-rounded as I want them to be. So there's just that little shift that I've been making. I wasn't even going to talk about that, honestly. I'm surprised that came out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, so I have the Paradigm Shift, which as of right now doesn't have any coaching calls, or it will eventually have like a quarterly Q&A, and the Divine Sovereign Room has 3 monthly coaching calls. Yeah. It's very, we're shifting and growing exponentially the more we rest and the more we plop. So it's not really being seen because we're like, if I'm just resting and breathing, what's going on? You're calming your nervous system and you're able to hold more energy and you're able to receive more potent or bigger, for lack of a better term, downloads and understandings from the God of your own understanding. You're able to channel more, you're able to do more things, or your dreams are more potent, or you're seeing things in a different way. So the more we rest, the more things become integrated. And the more our nervous system says, oh, wow, expansion is actually pretty safe, pretty great, pretty awesome, and pretty okie dokie. So it's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time. I like my tool square. But yeah, so I talk about that in the video. I'll post that after this video. And yeah, be at peace with things being at peace. Integrity in your work. Don't overgive. And yeah, and ask like, what is the energy of the vibration of what it is that you're offering? Are you giving out of scarcity, lack, fear, or are you giving from abundance and overflow and happiness? And would you do this every single day? Every single day. And yeah, it's a very dynamic new moon. I'm jazzed about it. I love Cap energy. My moon is in Capricorn, 21 degrees. The planets are just finishing up, like sitting on top of her. It was a good time. But what questions do you have for me? How do you feel going into this week? Venus is going to be in Aquarius. That's going to happen on Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. And then the new moon is on Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. Mars and Mercury are conjunct for the new moon. And then we'll meet on Monday, which is Aquarius season. Such a good time. I love Aquarius season. It's great. It's great. It's fun, it's dynamic, it's weird, and it's different, and it's interesting, and it runs the 11th house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. So I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about how I want to talk about Aquarius season, where it's like, be weird, show up weird, so that the people that are looking for your specific weird can actually find you. That's it. If it's community, friendships, and wishes for the future, we're not meant to do any of this alone. We're meant to find our people. And so how are the people going to find you that are looking for you if you're not showing up full and yourself? My moon is on 2 degrees Aquarius, so I guess it's enough to call it conjunct. For sure. Yes, yes, yes. That's beautiful. So Pluto is just sitting on that. Pluto's just sitting on that. Yes, yes, absolutely. So I think the whole thing is pretty much conjunct your moon. For sure. That would make sense for the connecting to the God of your own understanding. That would make so much sense as to what it is that you're going through right now. Dude, yeah. Yeah. That's no quick transit whatsoever. And when I had my Pluto conjunct my natal moon, and not everyone will have this in their lifetime, but my natal moon is in my 3rd house in Capricorn, and that happened 2019 on for a little bit. And I started channeling completely. I had my entire spiritual awakening. I completely left my 3D job in life and corporate life, had so many beautiful nuances, and it was incredible. And, there's one reference book that I really loved that talk about this is, when it comes to Pluto, it's Phoenix energy. It's kind of death and rebirth. So it can bring about the ending of something that is an end. It's a complete end. And for many people, it's the loss of anonymity. And it really also corresponded to when I started to become a more public person. I started my YouTube and I started sharing online. And so it's everything just kind of happened all at the same time. And for that to be, it seems like a really exciting time, like allowing like I said, like it's dynamic dedication, but knowing that it might feel incredibly obsessive. Endings are abundant. That's huge. That's huge. And keep giving them ceremony. Let things just come up and let each day be its own universe. We're not defined tomorrow. No one's guaranteeing that any of us get tomorrow at all. And so when we think of things in the day-to-day, what can I do today? What would I want to do today? Makes relaxing, like when you get to relax, so beautifully God-led. And so like, oh, I get to relax. I've done enough. That's amazing. And feel all the feelings. If endings are super abundant, feel your feelings. That's one way that I sometimes get salty about certain things within spiritual community, and we can't bypass feeling the feelings of things. Just because there's a massive conjunction happening doesn't mean that endings are just like, oh, I'm not going to feel this. Like we still get to feel those feelings and go through the stages of grief and allow them to come up, be felt and expressed, and then released at the same time. And that's something that sometimes in the quiet, it even happened to me yesterday. I was just kind of sitting, I'd put on a podcast, I was a little bit all over the place, I was snacking, and then I finally just sat down. I had one of those like unnamed cries. Like I had no idea where it came from. I just felt it. Sybil came over and just like licked my hand for a minute, and I didn't try to name it. I just felt it. I just breathed through it, and I just allowed it to come through. I allowed it to come up, to process, and to release it. And so sometimes those unnamed, we don't have to know where it's coming from. We can just say, I'm just going to feel this. I'm just going to feel this and let it happen. And let it happen. Yeah. That's a beautiful chart. That's an absolutely beautiful chart. And yes, as always, please reach out for you, my friend, and for anyone. I like to offer free consultations either before one-on-one work, or if you're not sure where to start, on the website, and just so we can have a free chit chat and see how I can best be of service and what service can really be complementary to what it is that you're in right now and what you're doing. You're so welcome. Thank you. So please reach out directly. Please send me an email. All of the information is linked below. It's on my website. You can look over the one-on-one sessions. You can look over the membership cafe. I have tons of resources. I have a course library with tons of self-led tools as to really how to take all of this at your own pace. There's no right or wrong way to develop, to work on yourself, to show up for yourself. Do it in the space that works for you. There's a beautiful, beautiful soul friend and subscriber that she had said once, move at the speed of trust. And it's been, oh my God, it has been like life-changing words that if I feel like I'm doing something and I don't know why, what would the speed of trust be, Sarah? And I'm just usually like, I close the laptop and I'm like, I'm just gonna have a photo shoot with my cat, which I did this morning. She looked adorable, and I'll probably post those pictures at some point. But yeah, what questions do you have for me? How can I best support you this week? Like I said, next week we're going to meet, and it'll be Venus perfectly conjunct Pluto and Aquarius season starts. So any questions from now until then that I can answer, let me know what's alive for you right now. I'm excited for my afternoon plop after this. I love having my work days. I like doing my videos and things in the morning. That's why I usually say good morning, and that's why you see videos posted first thing in the morning. But yeah, please reach out directly for consultations, one-on-ones. I invite you over to the membership cafe. Take a peek over there and let me know how I can best be of service to you. I love sharing this space, and I hope you're hermiting. I hope you feel healthy in it. I hope you're learning how to cook a new food or a new type of meal. I hope you're just allowing the energy to be felt and experienced and to come up. Don't smash it down. Let whatever needs to come up, come up. And it does, like it feels whatever needs to shift, whatever is out of alignment, whatever is like the theme, it's going to be right here. It's going to be right there. As potent, but not as spicy as eclipse season. But it does feel like it's as brazen as eclipse season, for sure. For sure. Thank you so much. I value and honor your time and your soul, and I'm just so grateful to share in this space with you. I love you from across the world, from across time and space, from my Hermit Hobbit hole to yours. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for being a part of the cafe. I love you dearly. Reach out with questions or to book a consultation. I love sharing this space with you. I hope you have a beautiful week. Happy you as well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy to share in this space and just to show up from our hobbit holes and be like, oh, I'm cozy. You're cozy. This is nice. This is nice. And it's just so, it doesn't have to be so, this is what we're going to learn, or this is what we're going to do, or this is what we're going to do here. It can be, let's roll with this energy. Let's enjoy it together and support each other along the way. So I love you so much. Sending so much love. If you're keen to receive it, whether you're here live or whether you watch later on, I will see you next week on Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here at the cafe. Love you so much. I'll see you soon.